Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to discuss. Last class we have discussed about the some of the what we have discussed last class, the lymphocytes and the what are the difference between the lymphocytes and the immunization and all of that, right? So now moving on to the next is the immune system in body. Immune system in body. Human system in the body. So immune system play a very important role in our human body, right? As we are known about this, right? So the immune system, which consists of what? Lymphoid organ cells, that is, which consists of lymphoid organs, lymphoid cells, that is B cells and the T cells, that is B lymphocytes and the T lymphocytes, and the lymphoid tissues and the antibodies. So what is this immune system of a human body consist of? Lymphoid organs, lymphoid cells, lymphoid tissues and the antibodies, right? So this immune system, as we are known that this which is consist of what? Lymphoid organs, lymphoid cells, lymphoid tissue and the antibodies. So they may ask the question in your exam like this: name the components of the human system, and you have to answer that a human system in the human body which consists of lymphoid organs, lymphoid cells, lymphoid tissue and the antibodies, right? So what is this? What is the working principle of this immune system? So that means it will recognize the what is the working principle of this immune system is it will recognize the foreign particles or the foreign antigen, and it will respond to them. That means they will going to respond to these antigens, and also they will remember that is the working principle of this immune system. That is, they are going to recognize the foreign antigen and they will respond to those antigen and they will remember them. So it will helps to what? For what purpose they will this working principle is depend to fight against the disease. That is, they will help to fight against the disease causing organisms that will enter our body. So immune system consists of lymphoid organs, lymphoid cells, lymphoid tissue and the antibodies, and it will recognize the foreign antigen and it will respond to those antigen, and also they will remember them. So and this immune system also play a very important role in the autoimmune diseases and also the organ transmutation in the allergic reaction. So they play an important role, right? So we will study one by one along what is this function of this organs like. So first we will discuss about the lymphoid organs. So what is this lymphoid organ? Lymphoid organs are the organs. Lymphoid organs are the what? These are the organs in which what they will do, in which they will origin or the maturation and the proliferation of the lymphocytes will be takes place. That means here what they will do, maturation, proliferation of what? Lymphocytes will be taking place. So lymphoid organs are the organs in which the organs will origin or the maturation and the proliferation of lymphocytes which will be taking place. So these lymphoid organs are again might be classified into two. That is, first one is primary lymphoid organ and second one is the secondary lymphoid organ. So this lymphoid organ has been classified into two, that is primary lymphoid organ and the secondary lymphoid organ. So, right, what is this primary and the secondary lymphoid organ? So, this primary lymphoid organ which consists of what? Bone marrow and the thymus gland. Which consists of what? So, this primary lymphoid organ which consists of bone marrow and the thymus gland, whereas the secondary lymphoid organ which consists of spleen, tonsils, appendix, lymphonodes, and malt, spleen, pyrus patches of the small intestine. So all this which is consist of what? They consist in the secondary lymphonodes. So malt means what? So malt means is mucus associate. So it is, you can see here the malt is abbreviated. It means what? It is a mucus associated lymphoid tissue. Lymphoid tissue. Understood? So the secondary lymphocyte organ which consists of spleen, pyrus patches of small intestine, appendix, lymphnode, tonsils, and the malt also. And this malt is abbreviated as mucus associated lymphoid tissue. They may ask for 1 marks. Define, abbreviate the word called malt, right? So now let us study one by one what is this lymphoid organ, right? Now, so what is this lymphoid organ? So as I said, these lymphoid organs are the organs which will origin or the maturation and the proliferation which will be taking place. That is proliferation of what? Maturation of what? Lymphocytes are going to occur. These are called as what? Lymphoid organ. So what are the two types? That is primary lymphoid organ and the secondary lymphoid organ, right? So as I said, the production and the maturation of lymphocytes will be taking place in these organs, right? So based on the production and the maturation, they has been classified into primary lymphoid organ and the secondary lymphoid organ. Now moving on to that, what is this primary lymphoid organ? So what is this primary lymphoid organ? The organs in which immature, so in primary lymphocyte organ is defined as the organ in which immature lymphocytes differentiated into what? Antigen sensitive lymphocytes, which is called as what? Primary lymphoid organs. So what is this? The organs in which what they will happen? That will, in which the immature lymphocytes will be differentiated into antigen sensitive lymphocytes. So they are very sensitive to the antigen, that is, it is sensitive, it will be sensitive, right? So that is called as what? Primary lymphoid organ. So what is the best example or the classical example for this primary lymphoid organ? That is bone marrow and the thymus gland. So what is this bone marrow? So it is the main, so this bone marrow is the main lymphoid organ where all the blood cells including the lymphocytes are formed. You can see here, in this is bone, right? Here you can see the bone marrow. So this is the bone marrow. It is the vascular pulpy connective tissue found in the marrow cavity. It is found in the marrow cavity of the bones, and it consists of two types, that is yellow marrow and the red marrow. That means yellow marrow, it is yellow in color, which is rich in fat, that is rich in the fat cells, which is called as adipocytes. So that red marrow, which is in a red in color, and the blood cells are formed in it. So this is the about the bone marrow. So have you got to know what is bone marrow? Bone marrow is the lymphoid organ. It is the main lymphoid organ which consists of the blood cells including the lymphocytes, right? So next is the thymus gland. What do you mean by the thymus gland? I'll draw the picture, you will get to know what is this thymus gland. Understood? Is the lymph nodes. So you can see here, this is a thymus. So it is just a rough diagram of this picture to show that how it will be, where it will be located. Understood? So what is this thymus gland? This thymus gland is located in the upper part of the chest between the lungs. Just you can see this upper part of the chest in between the lungs, right? So and it is a small lobed organ. You can see that it is a small lobed organ. It is a small lobed organ. So where it is located? It is located near the heart. So near the heart and beneath the breast bone. It is just present in the near the heart and beneath the breastbone. So or we can say that it is just the upper part of the chest or in between the lungs, right? So and this thymus gland, it is active. This thymus gland, it is very much active in the childhood. So and it will reaches its maximum weight, and it will reaches the maximum weight when it is a childhood, and also it will keep reducing. That means it will decreases. So it will keep reducing of the as a individual become older. So once the individual become older, it will reduces, right? So at the time of puberty, this thymus will attain, this means thymus gland will attain a very small size. So this is about what? Thymus, right? What does this thymus gland do? So the main function, they will release what as we know that it is just located, where it is located, just upper part of the chest and the below the what in between the lungs. So what does this thymus gland will do? What is this main function of this thymus gland? So this thymus gland, the main function, they will release a thymosin hormone. So this thymus gland will release the thymosin hormone that will stimulate the, and also they will mature the T cells. So once this T cells mature, they will migrate to the lymph nodes. They will migrate to the lymph nodes where it will stores the immune cells in the body. So as we know that immune cells are very much important to fight against the diseases, right? So this is just an overview of the thymus gland, right? You got to know what is this thymus gland. So what is this primary lymphoid organ? The organ in which the immature lymphocytes will be what? Will differentiated into antigen sensitive lymphoids, which are called as what? Primary lymphoid organs, which consist. So the classical example for the primary lymphocytes are what? Bone marrow and the thymus gland. So the classical example for this primary are the bone marrow and the thymus gland, right? So now moving on to the secondary. secondary lymphoid organ. So what is this secondary lymphoid organ? So these are the lymphoid organ where it will provide the sites. So it will provide the sites for what? It will provide the sites for the interaction of the lymphocytes with the antigens. They will provide an interaction of the lymphocytes with the antigen. So what they will do? They will proliferate and it will become the effector cells. They will become the effector cells. So here in the secondary lymphocytes, they will proliferate and they will differentiate. It will be going to takes place. They will proliferate and also it will be differentiation. It will be going to takes place. But in primary, only the production and the maturation of the lymphocytes which will be going to takes place. So where the bone marrow and the thymus glands of B cells will mature and produces in the bone marrow. So now classical example for the primary was bone marrow and the thymus gland. So the B cells will mature and produce in the bone marrow, whereas the T cells are produced in the bone marrow and it will mature in the thymus gland, right? So the T cells will be produced in the bone marrow but it will mature in the thymus gland. So this is the difference. So what is the secondary lymphoid organ? The organ which will provide the sites for the interaction of the lymphocytes with the antigen. That is called as what? Secondary lymphoid organ. So here the proliferation and the differentiation will be going to takes place. So what are the classical example can be given to the secondary lymphoid organ? That is spleen, tonsils, Peyer's patches of small intestine and the appendix, malt, so etc are the classical example that can be given to the secondary lymphoid organ, even the lymph nodes also. So these are the examples. Now let us discuss what is the function of all those things in detail of this. This is the first we will discuss about the spleen. You can see here this is the spleen, right? So where the spleen, what is the spleen? Spleen is the large, you can see here, you can see that here bean shaped. It is a large bean shaped organ which mainly contain, what is mainly contain of what? It contains the lymphocytes and the phagocytes, right? So this spleen which is consist of what? Which contain what? Mainly the lymphocytes and the phagocytes. So what is this the function? It acts as a filter of the blood. So what? How it will act as a filter of the blood? By trapping the blood-borne microorganism. So and the spleen also have a large reservoirs of the erythrocytes. Erythrocytes is what? RBC cells, right? So this spleen is consist of what? Mainly consists of the contains lymphocytes and the phagocytes, and it act as what? Act as a filter for the blood. How? By trapping the blood-borne microorganisms, and also they have a large reservoirs of the erythrocytes, and it also stores, matures the T lymphocytes and the B lymphocytes, right? So this is about the spleen, right? Hope you got to understand what a spleen, right? Now moving on to the next is lymph nodes. Moving on to the next is lymph nodes. So what is this function of this lymph node? So this lymph nodes will act as, will serve to trap the microorganisms or the antigens. What they will do? They will act as, they will serve as a trap for the microorganisms or the antigen. So this lymph node act as what? Act as a defensive mechanism to fight against what? The dreadful diseases. That means the disease causing organisms. How? By trapping the microorganism. So where it happens to get into this, what happens? Where this happens will be get into the lymph and the tissue fluids, right? So they will going to engulf the antigen or the foreign particles through the phagocytosis. So this lymph node serves to trap the microorganisms or the antigen which will happens to get into the lymph and the tissue fluids. Understood? So the lymph node also play a great role to fight against the disease causing organism, and it also help in the human system, right? That is about the lymph node. Next is the MALT. As I told, so how we can abbreviate this MALT? It is a mucus associated lymphoid tissue, right? So what is this, the expansion? The MALT, it is a mucus associated lymphoid tissue. So MALT is called as what? Mucus associated lymphoid tissue. So where do you come across this? It is the lymphoid tissue. It is the lymphoid tissue which is located within the lining of what? Respiratory, digestive, urinogenital tract. So it is present, it is located within the lining. So within the lining of what? Respiratory, digestive, urinogenital tract, and it produces, and it will produce as what? It will produce the mucus. That is nothing but what? That is nothing but the MALT. So, and it consists of about 50% of the lymphoid tissue in the human body. This MALT, which is consist of what? 15% of the lymphoid tissue in the human body. So, MALT means what? It is a mucus associated lymphoid organ. So it is a lymphoid tissue and it is located within the lining of the respiratory, digestive and the urinogenital tract, and what? It will produce a mucus, and they are called as what? Mucus associated lymphoid organ, right? Then you got to know what is this MALT, spleen and the lymph nodes, right? Now moving on to the next part. It is so what does this symbol indicates? What does this symbol indicates? So this hope you got to know what is this symbol, right? So of course it is about what? AIDS, and it is a very very important diseases. They may ask for your exam also. So how do we abbreviate this AIDS? So, or the what does this AIDS stand for? It is stand for the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So, this AIDS stand for what? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Right, it stands for what? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So, and it is a deficiency in the human system which is going to that means it is going to get throughout the lifetime. So, but it is not a congenital diseases. So, what do you mean by congenital diseases? That is right from the birth. So, AIDS is not one such diseases which is from the right from the birth, except for when a HIV virus is transformed from the infected mother to the fetus or the developing fetus. Other than that, that is not a congenital diseases. So it is an acquired diseases. What is which is a acquired during the acquired, that means they will get into through the lifetime. So, and we call it as what? It is a deficiency of the human system, and we call it as what? It is a deficiency of the human system, and we also call it as what? It is a syndrome. We also call it as a syndrome. So what do you mean by syndrome? Syndrome means is a group of symptoms of a different diseases. It is a group of symptoms of a different diseases. We call it as what? Syndrome, right? So syndrome means what? It is a group of symptoms of a different diseases, right? So what does this AIDS stands for? AIDS stands for the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. That is the deficiency of the immune system. We call it as what? AIDS. So right. So what is this AIDS all about? And so it is the first reported in 1981 in USA. So the first AIDS was reported in 1981 in the USA. But actually this HIV is originated in the Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Until 1980s, nothing was known about this AIDS diseases. That means how many are infected or how many are not. So this AIDS much reported was not found there, right? So but in 1986, in India, the first reported in India was reported among the 6 cases in the sex workers in Chennai in Tamil Nadu. So in India, it was first reported in 1986 in the 6 cases in the sex workers in Chennai in Tamil Nadu. So in the same year, the government of India established an National AIDS Committee under the Ministry of Health and the Family Welfare. To what? To why they have did this committee? To take care of the dreadful diseases called as AIDS. So now let us study about this AIDS in detail. So what is this AIDS? AIDS is a sexually transmitted diseases. It is a sexually transmitted diseases. That means when they are undergo intercourse, the disease will be going to cause. It is a sexually transmitted disease caused by whom? With the HIV virus. So what is the causative agent or the causative organism of this AIDS? It's the HIV virus. HIV means what? What is this abbreviation of this HIV? It is a human immunovirus. So it is a human immunovirus, right? So this HIV stands for what? Immunodeficiency virus, and it is a retrovirus. That means which they are having a RNA as a genetic materials. So they have a RNA as a genetic material. RNA means what? Ribonucleic acid. So and as I said, the AIDS was first reported in the USA in 1981 and it was spreaded all over the world, killing more than the 25 million people. So more than the 25 million people were dead because of this dreadful diseases. So that is the reason why we call this AIDS is a dreadful diseases. So we should definitely have more awareness about these diseases, and it is infected through what? Through a sexually transmitted transmission, or it through mania main. So which I am going to tell or going to explain in coming classes, right? So after what they will do after this infection of the HIV, it may take around of 5 to 10 years. It may take around 5 to 10 years for the appearance of these AIDS symptoms, right? And this is very a drawback of the diseases. So we will not have the symptoms at the earliest, but after 5 to 10 years, then only the appearance of this AIDS symptoms which is going to occur, right? So and the only by that time, in the earliest we didn't even know that after 5 to 10 years when he got the diseases, so the person will get to know that the person is infected by the HIV virus. Hope you got to know this introductory part of the HIV. That was AIDS. AIDS stand for what? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So, and it is a deficiency of immune system, and we also called as a syndrome. The first reported was in the USA in 1981, and it is but it is actually originated from the Kinshasa of the Democratic Republic of Congo. In 1986, the first reported in India was reported in the 6 cases of the 6% of the sex workers in Chennai of Tamil Nadu. Right. So that is about under this and the same year the government of India has put forth a committee to they put forth a committee called as National AIDS Committee, where what they will do, they have given a awareness to go about this AIDS, right? So I hope you got to know this about the AIDS, the introductory part. So once this immune system is lost, as we know that once our immune system is lost, our body will prone to many diseases. So for even a small infection, we are not possible for the person to bear it, right? So why? Because the whole immune system is destroyed, right? So imagine at this point of scenario, AIDS person are the first target for this corona virus. So because the immune system is lost means the body, and there will be that means the body will be prone to a certain that means they will prone to many diseases like HIV related encephalopathy, and the that is retinitis, that is the loss of vision, cytomegalovirus, and the pneumonocytes, and the xerocervic pneumonia, chronic intestinal cryptosporadiasis. So like this and invasive crucial cancer. So here these are the some diseases where when the immune system is lost by this AIDS, that is because of the immune system is lost, the body will prone to a certain diseases which is related to HIV. As I told, it is encephalopathy, retinitis, pneumocytis, and the invasive crucial cancer. So here you can see how these antibodies are produced in these diseases. So that is the reason why the immune system is lost in those persons who are having infected with the HIV. So now moving on to the next is how this AIDS has been caused. So as I said, it is caused by what? HIV virus. It is a that is human immunodeficiency virus, which is also called as what? Retrovirus. Which is also called as what? Retrovirus. And this virus have a protein coat. This virus which is have a protein coat which will enclose the 2 identical copies of RNA. So which is enclosed by the 2 identical copies of the RNA. So as I said, or you might have come across, you have studied in the first PUC. So the some virus will have a RNA as a genetic material, and some virus will have a DNA as a genetic material. So this one such virus which is RNA as a genetic material, and it is called as what? Retrovirus, right? And it is enclosed by a 2 identical copies of what? RNA genome along with the enzyme reverse transcriptase. An enzyme called as reverse transcriptase. Understood? So it is very important enzyme. So this enzyme is very much responsible for the multiplication of the virus particle. So the HIV virus particle. So it is very much important. So and invading what? So the macrophages and the T helper cells and destroying the T helper cells. So there will be a more reduction in the T lymphocyte cells, which is going to fight, as we know that this lymphocyte cells which is going to fight against the disease causing organism. So much of the, that means that is so much, so immune system is being lost. The body, what once the immune system is lost, what they will do, the body is prone to diseases. That means they are so this is the main cause of the AIDS. So this is how the AIDS will be caused. So because of this enzyme called as reverse transcriptase, so the virus will multiply fast, right? And also invading the what, the macrophages T helper cells, and destroying the T helper cells, and there will be more reduction the lymphocyte. The T lymphocytes will be reduced, and which is going to fight against the disease causing organism. In next class, we will discuss how the transmission of the HIV infection will be going to occur, right?